nigga could have done. There's so much more that could have been brought to the table. There's so much more that could have came out of me and been put into the world as opposed to
Pause, man.
just
I know you get your deep bag, but pause that shit, bro.
pause. But yeah, like I don't necessarily think I don't necessarily think it matters to niggas no more. Like we at that point now where niggas is judging you based on if you got it and if you don't. And if you don't got it, niggas don't care about you going to get it. And I think that's just the reality of the current time right now. Big pause. But what's up to the family? Peace to the tribe, peace to the collective. What's really good? We missed y'all. It's been a while. But what's really good?
That's the niches for the flame.
Hard at work, you know. All right. Yeah, all right. Yeah. Okay.
What David Goggins be saying? Stay hard.
What's the temperature like on y'all side of town? How things been going?
I just been chilling, man. Staying active. It's a wicked world out here. So you gotta stay on your toes, man.
That's a fact.
You know, I've been away for a while, and
yeah, we know you was at camp, nigga. How was camp, nigga?
Dude, it was a big thing, bro. Pause, but I was at Vegas, and when we was talking about consumption, dude, I saw that at its fucking finest. Like my eyes were blown. My eyes wasn't blown by the city. My eyes was blown by like how much people was paying money for, how much people like spend 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s like it's nothing there, and like it's just, dude, like it was just mind blowing. But it's just that was Vegas life. I know it wasn't for me. I was in the city and I felt like I couldn't go to sleep. Like energetic.
You're not about that Vegas life?
Nah, bro, I'm not. Everywhere I went, somebody hit this. You know what I'm saying? If you know what that means, you know what that means. If you don't, you don't. You don't want to.
You don't want to know what that means.
Yeah. So I just saw consumption at its finest, man.
But how was camp? Camp was good though.
Yeah, met a lot of Hall of Famers. Met, I felt like I was in the Him movie a little bit. You know what I'm saying? My boy Hood did the breakdown. I just felt like I've been living that a bit. I should check that shit out.
What them Vegas women look like? What them Vegas women look like?
Man, what he saying Friday? Titties and hundreds and fifties. Like, hey, yeah, man. Breathe, bro. What's the word, man?
Oh shit! The engineers in the building. What's really good?
Dr. Doom.
Oh man, it must be Christmas, nigga. Got all four niggas together and didn't plan it. It must be Christmas, nigga.
What's really good though, man. So, you know what it is, what we came to do. Of course, we want to hear from you. So, chat. Let us know how you feeling, what's been going on with you, any questions, comments, or concerns. I got my deck on deck, no pun intended. But yeah, man. What's good with y'all, man? What's good with y'all fools?
I got my deck on deck, nigga.
Oh man. White brick on white brick. Man, shit. just here to help, man. Just here for the collective, here for the bros. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to tap in. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Patreon members. Much love to y'all.
Yeah, I I was thinking heavy about the I don't know why, but Sophia was coming up heavy during the lunar eclipse for me, and it's something that goes with because I've never heard a nigga say he was independent, right? Like I've never heard a nigga say that, right? I've never. Have you ever heard a nigga say he was independent?
Only if you talking about Christianity or record
I heard it.
deals.
I heard a
I
nigga say he was an
was about to say
independent
record
artist.
deal. I was
Yeah.
about to say record deal. Like I ain't never heard a nigga say I'm independent, bro. Like what? Why do women feel the need to beat on their chest to say that they're independent? And that's what had me thinking about Sophia, because we all know what Sophia did, right? Like she was so enamored with this shit that she was like, you know what? I'm gonna make me one too.
End up having a crazy bastard.
So like I'm thinking about that with all of this shit, bro, because a couple months ago it was just that how all the women were eating and doing well. And they were independent and they were boss babes and they were smarter than us and like the list goes on and on. I've lost count how many times they called us gay, right? Like I've lost count, right? But now we reach a point where it's like, what's her name? Tabitha Brown telling the ladies to go get a job?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do we get here? I don't know. I'm asking for a friend. Kind of not. It's rhetorical, but how did we get here, yo?
Mm. I mean, I don't like since I was a kid. You know, like my best friend, his mom was a principal at a school. My mom worked every day. You know what I mean? I didn't ever think of it. I don't think it's a new phenomenon. I like when I became an adult, I thought it was kind of weird because like like you see different the more you grow, the more you see different things like stay at home wives and you know different ways of living that people be having. So I always felt like I feel like now in this day and time, like in 2025, I feel like you need two people to have two incomes to just like survive. So like I think that any ideology, whether man or woman, to be independent is something that have been it's like a defense mechanism. I don't I've always and maybe I'm weird. I always wanted help in life. I never was in whether it's from my homies working together, from my girl working together. Like that's just been I just feel like that's just the normalest shit. But once again, maybe I'm weird.
Yeah, life. I thought life was a numbers game too. No, I'm with you because the way I was raised was not only does each one teach one, but each one bring another one along with them, right? And the strength always comes in numbers. The strength doesn't exist when it's only a handful of us. You know what I'm saying? Now, if we form like Voltron, then yeah, we can make that work too. But it has to be a collective idea of cooperation because there are going to be things that I can't foresee. There are going to be things that you can't foresee. Wouldn't it behoove us more so to cover all angles as opposed to just covering the angle that we know to cover and just guesstimate the rest of the shit? I don't know. I'm just asking.
Mm.
I just know my daddy fucking independent though, nigga.
I could dig it. I could dig it. So what was Miss Tabitha Brown talking about? Give us some context, Hood.
Hello there.
Can y'all hear?
Real quick. This is not to discuss.
Yeah, just turn it up.
It's
Yeah,
a
this
little
time.
choppy.
I want us to be clear about that.
Oh, it's down.
Real quick. This is not to discourage you, because I want us to be clear about that first. Okay? You kind of been in this place for a long time. Okay? Now listen, you got good ideas. Baby, you got good ideas. Your execution is not as good. Okay? Your follow through, not as good. The ideas though are great. Entrepreneurship is not for everybody, and that doesn't mean it's not for you. But right now, these last few months, few years, you know what I'm talking about. Baby, it ain't been working for you, okay? And you doing a lot of robbing Peter to pay Paul. Okay, you done got yourself in some mess, and it's time for you to get a job. You hear me? You just gonna need to get a job for a little while. Okay, it don't mean your ideas ain't good. Okay, don't mean that maybe one day you could be a good entrepreneur. But you have proven to yourself and everybody else that you owe money to, okay, that it ain't working right now. Okay, it ain't worked for a while. It actually has never worked yet. Doesn't mean it won't ever work. But right now you need to go to work. You're gonna need to get a job, okay? And then keep working towards it, but at least you'll have a job while you are pursuing that thing. But right now, you need to get a job, baby. All right? That's it. I love you. Now go about your business, okay? Have a good night. Tomorrow, have a good day. But even if you can't have a good one, don't you dare go messing up nobody else's here. Don't be mad at me, okay?
So how do y'all take her comments, her statements?
It's nothing wrong with having a job while you do the work to be in your purpose 24/7. Like it ain't nothing wrong
Mhm.
if you know what I mean. You wanna own the next Amazon, but you gotta be a librarian
Mhm.
because you need money. You gotta pay bills. Like I don't know how most of these people that ain't really bringing in money yet as entrepreneurs is doing it, and they might be scamming and all of that other shit. But I don't. I agree. Like, get you a job. It ain't nothing wrong with getting a job. But I think people tell themselves a story about it got to be like this, and if they feel like if they got a job, I failed. But
Mhm.
yeah, I don't see nothing wrong with your ass getting you a job in the meantime.
Shit, you better have a job, because the niggas that be out there trapping and getting in that trouble, if you don't got no way to prove that you're an actual civilian and a citizen, boy, they gonna take advantage of you. Having paperwork and showing
Mhm.
that you have money and income does a lot
Yeah,
for you.
and I think it's probably younger people, like people uh mid-30s and younger, who ain't thinking about like healthcare. Because you got some people that's over in their 30s that's like, well, shit, they get jobs just because the healthcare is great. You know what I mean? But young people ain't thinking about going to the dentist and getting a primary care doctor consistently, going to them and getting stuff checked, getting blood work checked and stuff like that. It's more than just like working for somebody and getting told what to do.
Yeah,
I
these
think,
youngins be out here
Mhm.
fucking, and you gotta realize if you gonna be doing that, you need to go see the doctor constantly.
yeah, I think it more comes with a job. I think having a job has been like demonized on a certain level. And I think social media has made it sensational that everybody has to be an entrepreneur in a capitalistic society, which just don't make sense.
So if like being an
Like a mega
entrepreneur,
entrepreneur, though, you know?
yeah, like so say for instance, like you say like go get a job, like in reference to that process, how does one do that? And I know like that sounds like kind of like facetious. Like it sounds simple enough, right, to get a job. But like I know people who have been trying to get a job for 6 years, 7 years, 8 years with no accuracy because like a job is not like something that is just like in this country at this particular time in reference to a job that you could work at, right? They say like, well, just get any job, just work at Dollar General, right? Or whatever job could take you, right? Is that a livable wage? Because you say like a
Hmm.
capitalistic society, right? Where capitalism is basically if you don't work, you deserve to die,
Hmm.
right? So we okay with telling people like get a job
Yeah,
because at least you don't die. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be able to get a car. You're not gonna be able to pay your rent, but you won't be dead though. I think like I think like when people is in a position of power, your advice should be this is how you get to make $1 million. Like because the way for which she got to where she wasn't by working a job.
I
You
get what you're
know,
saying.
like her status is not because she got a job. Her status is because she knew a formula that she was able to execute and create an empire for herself. Why not transfer that information? I mean,
Yeah.
shit, she got Patreon
Yeah,
channel or
no,
some
she
shit.
withholding game. She ain't really giving the game. She kind of just I get what you saying.
Say go get a
Yeah.
job as if
My
all right.
my thinking is like you start at a job and you can pivot and work your way up. Like the money I was making when I first graduated college, I couldn't move out my mama house. You know what I mean?
Mhm,
But and now it's like what going on like 10 years since doing a lot better.
mhm,
But it took me to like sometimes I had to quit jobs. Sometimes I had to not like the job I was in, but just stick with it because I knew I had bills for one. You know what I mean? Because once you
mhm.
move out, you can't just quit a job. And I know that's a different type of pressure because you
Hell
hate the
yeah.
job, but now you got a car, you got a apartment or a home and utilities. You know what I mean? And you trying to date and shit. Oh man. So my idea about it is like having that upward idea about it. You know what I mean? Yeah, you might start at Dollar General, but you might end up in a place where you're a VP at Dollar General. But I get what you saying.
Mhm,
Like, it's not enough people sharing the game. It ain't giving up enough game. She just kind of
mhm.
just
Right, right.
saying like you can't be like me almost.
My
And
thing
and
is,
I will add real quick. I don't think entrepreneurship comes from the fact that you don't make enough money at the job because if a job paid niggas enough, we wouldn't even be having this
Right.
conversation because niggas love to
mm-hmm,
work.
Right. Right. Right.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I think the part that's I think the part that's troubling for a lot of people is that the difference is that the message, while it may be um tentatively the right message. I think the messenger and the way in which she's going about delivering said message is what lends itself to the disingenuous approach that she has, right? Because A, she's a comedian, right? B, she's an entrepreneur, and she's essentially a millionaire. So she's essentially sits in that top 2 to 3% of people, right? And I believe there was something going on just recently where melanated people were boycotting Target, and everybody was fine with the boycott, but Miss Tabitha Brown. You see, because Miss Tabitha Brown sells her products in Target, right? So it's not necessarily about what's right versus what's wrong for Miss Tabitha Brown. It's about what's right and what's wrong for her. So even if she some way somehow concocted a scheme and had the right intent with said message, it still comes across as not being able to read the room because you're not speaking from a place of where the rest of the people are at, right? It's easy to stand on the mountain and tell people how to get up the fucking mountain without having to go down there and actually help them up the fucking mountain, right?
But I personally don't want to assume that she's up the mountain because she worked for Target. Take her products out of Target and let's see where this bravado is coming from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like if I work for Pepsi, I might feel like I'm the shit. Pepsi fired me. I better get a job at Coke real fast. So she better go from Walmart.
Hope you ain't signed an NDA.
You feel me?
Word. Word.
Like, cause I don't respect niggas in corporate positions with their chest out unless they like, hey, I got a spot for y'all niggas too. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cause you know what they say, man. You know, it's not what you know, it's who you know, and then it's not who you know, it's who knows you.
I'm just going
Mhm.
off of her rap jacket, and it says Emmy Award winning host, actress, entrepreneur, social media personality. So I get that she has a bunch of things in Target and she essentially works for Target, but there are a plethora of other things up here. And I would just assume that she was doing well just from the idea of how she's talking, because her tone sounds condescending as well. But then again, she's a comedian, and that's kind of the way she does her thing, like the big mother or big sister type deal, like pat you on the back and try to walk you across. You know what I'm saying? But when I say the mountain, I think she is at least in reach of it. She on TV every fucking day.
But
Like
see, this is
I
the
don't know.
game. But this the game though. Like, put a nigga in front of the niggas to talk to the niggas that be the mouthpiece for the white people. That's the game.
Mm-hmm. Always
And
been.
I don't bar that. I personally just don't bar that shit. Like, unless you got like, remember that video we showed about the Indians who had the family, and by the end of it, they whole family own hotels. Unless it's a situation like that, I can't really respect it because we literally live in a world where information is king. And you could be starved out this bitch because you don't know nothing. Fuck, like peep, like shit. I'm in Detroit right now. I literally don't know anybody. Right? It's what you know. You know what I'm saying? Fuck who you know, because motherfuckers don't give a fuck about you sometimes. And then what? You know? You really gotta be in this world for real. Cause somebody getting on here be like, oh yeah, you gotta get a job. Hire me, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Hire me.
Yeah, like how about do a PSA saying I'm gonna hire the next 100 applicants to my such and such and such. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like,
My business that's so
Hey.
big for Target in H City, we hiring 100 black women. Cause 300, 1,000 of y'all done got laid off in the past year. So to
facts.
circumvent this, we're going to do a national black woman only hire through Target in the beauty section to help promote and market my products. None of that. None
And
of
I'm
that.
saying, like, if all of these independent women were really girly girls, like that's what that would be the play. I mean, who spends more money than women?
That's 80.
Nobody.
That's 85% of market spend is
Yeah.
to women.
So wouldn't it
Yeah.
behoove you if you had a business that was struggling or a business that wasn't living up to its potential? Wouldn't it behoove you to get some women in there?
But she wasn't trying to hire nobody.
Clearly. She just want to tell you to go get a job because she can't tell you go get a fucking job.
Damn,
That's
that's
the
like
crazy part.
that's like me asking for reparations. Somebody telling me go back to Africa.
Bro.
All right.
Bro.
You finna get
That's like you complaining about an internet job and niggas being like, well, Africa just started their own internet. Why don't you go get a job with them?
It's literally no way around it, really, because when you start to examine it, shit, man, we are our own worst enemy. And this, like, she got on a shirt that say "Black women are superheroes." No, the fuck they
Ain't saving
not.
nobody.
No, the fuck they not. They can't be superheroes and need a job all at the same time, Tabitha. Let's just say black men and women need help. Let's just call it spade a spade.
Why can't we just call it what it is, bro? Like you said something super profound before we started, Hood. You said our people can't tell the difference in class. I need you to expound on that right now.
Like it's the working class. Like, so I be in nice neighborhoods throughout the day, like all day. It'd be fucking my head up, right? I was just seeing some shit, went down this private road, and this motherfucker had Egyptian pillars into their driveways from ill shit. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on, right? So I'm just like, yo, it's a lot of wealth and wealthy people in the world, to whereas they, like, I'm not gonna say like, oh man, we poor, you know, it's a fucked up economy, we don't, it ain't no money out here, because that's a perspective, right? So in reference to class, the working class, you're not in the working class because you don't work hard enough. This is not a meritocracy. You know why it's not a meritocracy? Because wealth can be inherited. So
because nepotism exists.
Everybody that was alive that had wealth, right, passed it down. And then they passed it down. It's institutions like churches, hospitals that been around for hundreds, 200, some thousands of years. All of this is resources and wealth that is distributed to people at will, not because they have a specific merit. So in class, there is a class of people that operate outside of meritocracy. So within the working class, right, the harder you work, you're not going to work hard into that new class, right? It's just not, because it's like it's a real live cutoff between working class and elitist class people, meaning like if you're not a part of a class of people, they know you're not a part of that class of people. They're not gonna tell you, hey, motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? You fucking slave, you know what I'm saying? They're just gonna walk right past you, right? Or you might see them again at the job and they like the vice president or some shit, right? It's like in every job, there's an owner and there's board members, and the board members they meet once every 3 months, right? But they get paid 250 every 3 months, right?
Off top.
Off the rizzle. It's not a meritocracy. So the concept that we think black people we need to work so hard to get to where we need to get to might be subtly. I think you got to work hard in general, but I think we missing an element of unification that the elites operate solely through, and us in that lower tier based upon our parents, because it's hereditary. I'm a millennial, so if you grew up in the 80s and your parents was like smoking crack and running the streets,
Mm-hmm. It's different for you.
it's different for you, and you gotta understand that it ain't your
Mm-hmm.
fault. It's not your fault.
Yeah,
You
it's
can't
not your
control your
fault.
mom and dad.
Yeah, we were indoctrinated with the idea of two things that do not fit in this class conversation, class war, whatever. Like you said earlier, but it's hard work and deservedness, right? Like melanated people think there's a such thing that you get what you deserve type shit.
Mhm.
That's not really a thing. And the idea, like you said earlier, that you're gonna work your way up to the top, that's not a thing, right? Because the person that owns the job that you're working for, he will literally keep you in place on purpose to keep doing that job because you're doing it for less and you're killing it. He's not gonna move you up. He's not gonna give you a lateral move neither. He's gonna keep you right there because he making hand over fist money off of you busting your ass, thinking that you're gonna get yourself to a place where you work yourself up to. Like that's just not how class works. Like Hood said, there's a cutoff, there's a barrier, and you don't leave said barrier and get to the outside of that thing by putting in 70, 80 hours in work week. Like that's just those things don't equate because the harder you work, the more they think they can get out of you, as opposed to this person deserves to be given more.
Just a quick add on to that. So the reason why it's not a meritocracy, you can work so hard at your job, you'll eventually become the owner one day. That makes sense? It don't make sense. You
Fuck
be
no.
you be
Fuck
a
no.
fucking idiot to think you going one day
I,
own that company through your hard work.
Mm-mm.
I think also like you got to be crafty with it. It's this show my girl was watching. I watched it with her a couple days. Things on HBO. It's called The Gilded Age, and it's literally
Mm-hmm.
like these elite folks, and then these people that want to be in that circle, and all the stuff that they do. You know what I mean? They flaunt their money. They invite all the elite people to their home to have parties and stuff like that. They're really concerned with their kids and who they associate with, and they want them to marry a certain type of people and really get into the elite group. But then you got also people like, oh, who is them? They ain't we don't fuck with y'all, so they do little things like try to you know ruin their reputation and stuff like that, or they might disrespect them in public, things like that. But I think in order to really to get to a different class, I think people gonna have to come to the terms where like if that's gonna happen, it's probably gonna happen for your grandkids. Cause I think it's you're gonna have to like have a bag, multiply the bag, pass the bag on. And everybody got to
Mm-hmm.
multiply the bag and pass the bag instead of fucking up the bag, fucking up
Mm-hmm.
commas and shit like that, and really, I don't know whether it's property, whether it's a hostile takeover of a company, you know what I mean? Like, ain't
A
nobody doing
cool.
that no more, look up Reginald F. Lewis. He
Yeah,
was a
niggas
black
ain't
man
doing
that
cools no more.
yeah, he was a black man who was a lawyer who had probably like 120,000 in his bank account, but he owned a $980 million company. And it was a global company and it was in the food industry. But he was able to do that just understand, contract law and shit like that. And it's really like owning a company is all finesse. That's what I mean by being crafty, you know, and to like your point, you can't just work hard and think you're gonna get up to the top. You're gonna have to either like switch a job, lie on that resume so you can get that pay increase. You're gonna have to be you're gonna have to be a little bit, sneaky and backstabbing on some Game of
You
Thrones
gonna
shit.
have to
Like you're not about
lose.
to be
You gonna have
morally
to lose
good
your. That's it. You're
and,
gonna have to
and
lose your
work.
morality, bro.
Yeah,
You got to
it's gonna
lose
be
your
like
morality.
the show Big Brother. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna have to be like that, where like you literally like I remember I worked at as a guard in art museum when I was in college, and I remember hearing stories about like all the managers, because at one point all the managers were guards, and then all of them moved up to managers, and then the guy that was over all of the security managers retired, and so one of the managers went behind everybody back and applied for the job, got cool with the dude before he retired, and applied for the job and got the job. And then and one day he came in, was on some other shit, telling them what to do. And they like, you're not my boss. And then, HR was like, yeah, this y'all gotta listen to him now. You get what I mean? It's gonna have to be something like that if you really about to make them big jumps, and unless you wanna, go back to school and go to school for 8 years and
We talking about backbiting. We
yeah,
talking
like
about
it get
exposing
ugly.
personal secrets. We
Yeah,
talking about whatever it is that gives you a leg up when you incorporate. That's the thing you have to do to remain
yeah,
and be
So
successful in corporate. There is no such thing as, oh, that wouldn't be right to do that to such and such. No, because such and such would absolutely throw you right under the fucking bus if it meant
yeah.
furthering their career or advancing their career. And that
Dog
is
eat
the
dog
thing.
world.
That is the thing that melanated people need to get through their fucking heads.
Hmm.
Right? Like this idea that I'm just going to be this righteous, holier than thou person and do it the right way,
Hmm.
right? And be broke than a motherfucker after it, right? You still fending for yourself.
Hmm.
This
It
shit is
make me,
about a leg up. It's about leverage.
yeah, yeah. It makes me think of the Bible where it says like you're not going to be saved by being a good person. You're not
Nope.
saved by your works.
Listen, they don't bring rose petals to the pearly gates because you got there. Like
Yeah.
that's not a thing, bro. That's not a thing. Like I always think back to what Hood used to say. Like, y'all motherfuckers running around talking about this celibacy shit. Like, what happens when you get to the gate and the big homie be like, why you ain't having more sex? What happens? Like, what happens? When you get there and the big homie is like, what the fuck was you doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Was you trying to make your own Bible? Like, were you trying to live your own? What the fuck was you doing? All of this shit here was meant for niggas to experience it. The problem is niggas like to pick and choose what they want to experience and not experience. And that's the thing that I think holds us back as a collective, really.
What you about to say, Eddie?
I'll say just two things like what y'all getting into about that morality and trying to get what you want and be crafty. It's the thing about the devil card. And then another thing is that for people to get on this level that we're talking about to the leagues or to run a good business, my question to y'all and to the panel too, do you think the first step is understanding the economy first? The word
No,
of
I
mouth,
would say, I
general.
would, yeah, I would say, no, I wouldn't say the first step is understanding the economy. I would say the first step is understanding people.
Mm.
Like understanding people and understanding people's behaviors,
Hmm.
right?
Like
Because if
some
you
on
can,
some Dale Carnegie type shit.
yeah, Dale Carnegie shit. Because if you can compartmentalize people's behaviors in and around their spending habits, in and around their creative habits, in and around their monopolizing habits when they're building a congregation or an organization of people, those habits are the things that's going to take you to the next level because then you get to monopolize the structure part of it, right? So the foundation and the structure is the thing that you monopolize, as opposed to let me get in the system and try to figure out my way. You know what I'm saying? I think the key to what's going on is understanding people's behavior, because we can understand everything that we want to about money and how money works and how we can obtain said money. But if we don't understand the people that are spending the money, then I don't think it makes any sense. And learn, if there's one word that I think everybody should have in their repertoire, and a skill that everybody should have in their repertoire, it would be cunning. You need to be cunning in this thing.
Y'all know what a con artist is?
I call that a millionaire.
Y'all should look up. Y'all should look up a show called White Collar.
Oh yeah,
What is it called?
that's a dope joint. That's a dope joint.
Yeah, you know that smoke.
That's a dope joint. That's a dope joint. But yeah, cunning should be a thing for everyone.
I would say people are the economy. When you making money or you buying or selling, you're gonna be buying and selling to people. So it's like, I feel like when people say not everybody can own or run a business, I think that's kind of like, I don't understand that statement, because like if I ever was to drive, let's say down 8 Mile, if I'm driving down like in Detroit, like it's like residential and then it's like commercial. Like it don't really mix. So like every major street is pure commercial. Like it's, if anybody ever been to Detroit, it's just literally a sea of businesses. Like it's nothing but businesses. Like any grass shit, just name a street and you drive down it, it's businesses. When you have like smaller streets, that's where all the houses are at. So what I'm saying is like, of course, not everybody can do things that they don't know how to do because they don't know how to do it. But if you tell a person how to market, how to brand, how to create your own little niche, and you say to that person, like, don't quit your day job, but that knitting that you be doing where you knit hats and shit, that could be a 6-figure income. And all you need to do is market your business, marketing, getting people to know, the people that's like got money in their hands right now, like, damn, I wish I could buy a cap, a handmade knitted cap. Like, you marketing yourself to those people. Mm-hmm. I feel like anybody could do that, right? But it's just like, I don't know, like, especially now, 2025, there isn't no barrier to entry in reference to the marketplace, whether we have Etsy, WordPress, Wix, all of these things have like stores embedded in them, right? So it's like, not everybody would sell 1,000 things, but everybody can learn how to like market themselves and sell, because it's not like only 10% of the population or this small percentage of this population knows this secret. Nah, this shit is like wide open. You know, you could go all over the country and people setting up shop, you know, and all over the internet shit. Like, goddamn, you know what I'm saying? It's like and like I said, I would, and just to my last point is like, what I study is Wallace Wattles, and he's very stringent about having a competitive mindset, because being competitive is a choice. You can be creative too if you choose to, and like I said, it's a sea of businesses just on 8 Mile alone. So who am I going to compete with versus me creating something that's uniquely mine that I can begin to exploit, market, grow, and build and sell. And, you know, it might fail and I can start again. That's the beautiful thing about business. You could shit the bed out of business tomorrow. We can get a brand new LLC. and try to fuck again. You feel me? So it's like, I guess I'm just more positive and more like positive towards like starting businesses and things of that nature. Cause it's not like shit. Like yeah, like I said, I've always looked for a job. Like I'm always on Indeed. I'm always looking for an opportunity. I'm always going on interviews, right? And they'll be like, "Man, you got pulled over in 2017, man. I'm sorry, man." But I'll be like, "Damn." You know what I'm saying? Like, that is crazy. But I would love, you know what I'm saying? What's Serpent? Don't I always tell you be like, man, I hate this job. I be like, nigga, be grateful you got a fucking job, dog. Like, cause it's hard to get one in this day and age.
Yeah. It's dope how you said all that, dog, because at the end of the day, we all gotta realize the money that we want are in the pocket of other people. So it's like once we realize that, it's just like gotta get out there marketing.
Yeah. And I think marketing is the hard thing because you gotta you putting yourself in the position to sell, and 90% of people, like I got a 3% conversion rate, so that means 97% of the people who visited my site don't buy shit. That's hard, you know what I'm saying? But it's like most people gonna tell you no in business, and most websites from Nike no website has a higher than 10% conversion rate. Right? Most motherfuckers going to the mall don't buy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right. You're looking for ass in there.
Man, trying to steal something.
Yeah. Thrift shopping, that's where it's at, man. That's why I tell everybody.
Oh, that's my shit though.
I'm saying if you want to look for
I love the thrift shop, boy. I love it, man, because I love spending $5 on a shirt.
Hey, that's why I've been wearing the ass out this scarf. This bitch is only like $2, gang. Niggas think this bitch. Hey, damn, you got a what you call a scarf? I said, well, this was $2, but fuck it. Go ahead, thanks.
You got that joint? You got that joint off of Shein?
No, I got that bitch at the beauty salon, gang. Just buying some motherfucking oil for the hair.
That's what I figured, man. I
get that. I would grab that from the homies off the corner. Like the homies on the corner got that right now.
I said, this bitch hard. I said, yeah. Hey, man.
Oh, man.
One thing about the art of getting money I was reading today is you got to be bold and confident. Got to be brave, perseverance. Because, man, you'll be out here and the people who tell you no, say thank you. Because all they do is setting you up for someone that's going to tell you yes.
A successful person is only a person that learned how to stack their failures.
Real talk. Is a real winner a loser? Is a real loser a winner?
Tacos are spiritual as wild. Yo, didn't you you had another clip, didn't you?
Just depending on where I want to go. Tabitha Brown talking about Target, or Ben Shapiro talking about reparations. Just wherever I want to go.
Let's go with Chop Shit.
Who?
Oh, my fault. Tabitha. My fault. Let's go with Tabitha.
Who?
Tabitha.
Oh.
Yeah. My fault. I got to speak Hawaiian. My fault.
You got that Arabic shit around your neck. That's why.
Oh man, ain't got no sound.
No sound.
Yeah, no sound.
Mm-mm.
All right.
Oh, she's also in Zeta Phi Beta too.
Yeah, she a part of that Divine Nine.
Oh.
She a part of them sororities.
Them Boule people. Them Boule people. Yeah, she in there.
You got the shiesty on, Breeze?
Nah.
Oh, okay. I thought that
Right
was
on.
the shiesty.
All right, let me know.
What
if
that
y'all
say
can
on your
hear.
hoodie, Breeze? What that say on your hoodie?
It say Alfredo too in Japanese from the Alchemist and Freddie Gibbs.
Y'all wear hoodies coming on the way.
Yeah, I got that good cash. That good cash shit, nigga. Got that yellow cash in, nigga.
Kali Mao
I got
Yeah, that
cash in
Cali
the
my
bank.
cash in, nigga.
Cash in my pocket. I got cash in.
Courtesy of hoodmystic.com. Get you one.
Don's recipe. My
I get this glitching.
That's because she knows she on bullshit. That's why she glitching.
All right, let me know if y'all can hear.
in business in multiple ways.
Yeah, it's just
With Target, with Walmart, and Amazon. Right? I sell Donna's Recipe, my hair care products, right, are on Amazon. They're also in Target. And of course, I have a huge partnership with Target. I sell my seasonings at Walmart. I do business all over, just like many other people. And what I can tell you is if we all decide to boycott and be like, no, we're not spending no money at these organizations. Listen, I get it. And if that's how you feel, honey, I 1000% get it. So many of us will be affected, and our sales will drop, our business will be hurt. And if any of you know business, it doesn't just happen overnight where you can just go take all your stuff and pull it off the shelves. There's a process, and you gotta, like, where you gonna put it? You gotta have a place to store it. That's money, right? You gotta have another place to sell it, which is almost impossible sometimes. And even if you sell online, it's a process when it comes to business. And everyone does not have the funds or the means or the availability, the space to house their own products, right? But the thing that concerns me the most, and I want you to hear me well, if we all decide to stop supporting said businesses and say, I can't buy nothing from there, even the businesses who were affected by the DEI ban, right? What that does is you take all our sales and they go down, and then those companies get to say, oh, your products are not performing, and they can remove them from the shelves and then put their preferred businesses on the shelves. And then what happens to all the businesses who've worked so hard to get where they are? Then what happens, right? Now, I know that something that could solve it is ownership of these big corporations, right? It's a long way to go there. There are amazing companies like the Village Market in Atlanta, right, who support small businesses, and you can go in there and there's some amazing things that you can buy, but it's one store and it's very small. We're talking about mass market. You can build that overnight.
So, how did y'all take that
So
conversation from the
She
other
sound
room?
like a
so nigga,
glorified. She
that's
sound
part
like
of
a
business.
glorified. She sound like a glorified drop shipper.
y'all know who Boss Man D-Lo is?
She might as well mention Spotify in that.
It's like listening to that nigga rap, but someone talking in a proper way. I got money. Get your racks up. Like, that's all I heard in this shit.
I just
Yo,
feel like
I didn't hear how to do that shit. I didn't hear. Here's a link so you can get started with me and my crew. we all have a competition where you can get your shit in Target, like nothing.
My
I ain't
thing
hear nothing
is
about a pop-up shop or nothing, nigga.
my thing is like, I mean, she should have had a side job. This is part of business, and you wasn't prepared for it, and you with these companies, you got a big partnership with Target, but I bet you don't know the CEO. You know what I mean? And it's just part of business. You gonna lose sales. You about to take a hit. Go get a job.
So,
Wow.
wow,
Go get a job.
wow, that was
Yo,
perfect. I'm gonna
yo,
clip that shit,
That was
nigga.
good.
I'm gonna clip that shit. So let me get this straight. My nigga. You telling people to go do the shit that you didn't do. That's essentially what it sounds like. Like you so adamant about telling motherfuckers about how business works and what you have to do, all of the
Hmm.
nuance, right? But it sounds like an individual who, as soon as the melanated people in the South started boycotting Target, Target picked up the phone and called Tabitha and was like, all right, it's time to go to work.
Hmm.
Time to go to
We
work, nigga. Like,
put on your tap dance shoes,
yeah, it's
boo
time to
lay
go to
lady.
work. This is the only reason we hired you because you look like them. Time to go to work.
Right, right, right.
That's what that
The
sounds like to me.
the advisor to the king.
Massa gonna get mad.
Hmm.
Now the real question is, did she have the best products to be in that position, or was she the most malleable that would be the most yesum nosa type of motherfucker at the end of the day? Because from my eyes it just seemed like, yeah, I have this body butter, I got this cooking cream, you know what I'm saying? But like, I don't believe you. You need more people type
Yeah.
shit. Like I don't feel it. I don't feel the authenticity. I feel like it's a black woman and she's like wearing a mask for a white corporation. And like from the first video, go get a job, to her tone on this, it's like all of this advice, but it's just so empty. Like, where is the instruction? Like, what can you help us do?
I
Hmm.
ain't
You
see
feel me?
no
Like,
fucking link.
Yeah, this is
at
I
this
I'd
all.
is
rather I'd rather
this is
CEO of Target say what's going to happen to the businesses,
facts.
because we ain't got nothing. I don't need no middleman. You know what I mean?
Nah,
Like, you don't have to come and talk to me. Had a
facts.
motherfucker that ended the whatever DEI shit come speak on it. Why he
Mm-hmm.
got you speaking on it? You're a
Mm-hmm.
partner. You're not an employee nor a shareholder.
Yeah, I would actually challenge that. Just based off of the tonnage, right? Like,
He thinks
I'm
he can charm
wondering,
you to death.
yeah,
That's all.
like I'm wondering if you are just the face of the product. You're not actually the
Mm.
owner, creator, or generator of said products,
And,
right?
and
She not in the lab
yeah,
mixing up
yeah,
Yeah.
cocoa
yeah,
butter.
yeah,
Let's
yeah,
get
So
let's
yeah.
if
Definitely
let's
not.
if I can't
but
sell my
But
shit at Tom and Jerry's on the corner, right? Because
Tom and Jerry's.
niggas is boycotting Tom and Jerry's, right? So I can't sell my shit at Tom and Jerry's no more. But I got a bunch of shit in Tom and Jerry's. I'm going to Tom and Jerry's to get my shit out. Like, I'm not going to go back to my people and be like, can we get on the bus one more time? Like, I'm not doing this, bro. Like, you is just the publicly socially accepted nigga. Like, you Brian Gumble in a dress right now. Like, you Uncle Tommy, Tabitha. That's what you is. Like, it don't make no sense. It really don't make no sense. Because if you really cared about your people, why the fuck you gonna make your people stop a boycott just to go buy your shit from these people? Because
Yeah,
you gotta give these people a cut before you even get your fucking cut.
yeah, yep. You're right.
So if we're talking about business, why the fuck you ain't in control of all of your shit on your own? My nigga Hood get up every day and hit the streets, bro. Like, niggas get up every day and hit the streets. You could get up every day and hit the streets instead of doing these fake ass PSA fucking announcements. That shit.
And to circle back around to what we were talking about with Reginald F. Lewis, he wrote an autobiography called "Why Does the White Guys Get to Have All the Fun?" And to what we were talking about, you just need to be cunning enough and charismatic enough to have a company, third party company, make the shea butter, third party company actually, a plastic extrusion company to make the jars, you know what I mean, and package that shit up and just slap your name on it, and you are nothing but a facilitator in it all. To your point, like, she's not making shea butter at home, she's not sealing these jars, at least the way she's talking about it. She got these partnerships with these massive corporations. Because once you get to a certain level, you're not even mailing orders. You know what I mean? All you doing is making sure that people are getting paid for doing this work for you. You know. But like I would say, if y'all get a chance, check this book out, man. It's a really good book. Um, After reading this book, I was going to go into patent law instead of chemical engineering. I really considered it.
There's a good brother online that talks about patent law.
But it's all about being a facilitator. I worked at a distillery, and the guy, before he really got the distillery on his feet, distillery is called Cleveland Whiskey. He was outsourcing all his whiskey, outsourcing the bottles and all of that, but was selling it out of the distillery as, but this is our shit, you know. And I started to see that a lot of companies do that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Even shit, hell, Coca-Cola probably don't have a facility to make Coca-Cola. Maybe not Coca-Cola, but what I'm trying to say is, you know,
I get you. It's like fucking Atlanta Plastics, the water company, but it all coincides to be Coca-Cola,
yeah,
but they just outsource
yeah,
it. Amazon, there's no such thing as an Amazon
yeah,
driver,
yeah,
right? They all work temp.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So that whole driver thing for Amazon is not even an Amazon
Hmm.
thing. They out, but everything on the Amazon, they wearing the Amazon, everything, the logo. But once again, it's like marketing, branding, and knowing like how to do shit, like being cunning. I said cunnilingus, like goddamn.
Also doing that.
Pause. That ain't even a pause though.
Our emoji sounds
That's cool.
suspicious.
Nah,
Yeah,
you let that
yeah,
ride out. You let that ride out.
yeah.
That's
What
guy
you
on
what you
girl.
mean by that?
Nah, but seriously, you got to have some finesse though
Yeah.
to like having a business and running a business is like something you should really think about. Like it's a complex thing, and the ability to outsource is an amazing
Right.
ability. At the end of the day,
Your ability
Yeah,
to hustle.
that thing about Amazon, like those drivers, like you said, they're all individual private contractors. It's a totally different setup from the company. Like there's another company that runs their deliveries off of the company that they're delivering for. So
Hmm.
it's two totally different entities.
Hmm. Hmm. Because I can start man, any type of company. I can start like a soda company, and I could be getting all my shit in bulk from Coca-Cola and just bagging it up and it's calling it Breeze Cola.
Real
facts.
talk. Real talk, man.
And if I
Like
got the
the
Don't
brand
give
hustle.
and
me no
people fuck
ideas,
with
nigga.
me,
Don't give me no ideas, nigga. We be getting
I
that
mean,
green juice packaged.
if you really think about it, man, the real hustlers, when they pass away and they go to heaven, they in heaven selling spirits. Like we all, come on now.
That's like the an American Gangster with Cuba Gooding and Denzel, because he was selling the Blue Magic, and who was Cuba Gooding was playing some gangster, and he was like
Nicky
stepping on
Bonds.
it.
He was Nicky Bonds.
Yeah, he was playing Nicky Barnes, and he was stepping on the dope. And so Denzel had to come to him like, bro, you can't. This is Blue Magic. Like the brand is the brand. Like you know what I'm saying. When people see this Blue Magic, they gotta know like it's that fire. But it's like he was selling drugs under a brand name. But it's like that's just business. You know what I'm saying? Like business is like a way to middleman some shit or a way to create some shit. Like it's information, it's knowledge. It's not even this one thing. You know what I'm saying? It could be so many different things. It could be a cleaning service. Reading cards, doing astrology. You know what I'm saying? Everything that niggas have said, niggas have made millions doing it. But it's just like shit. I think it breaks into spiritual too, like unlocking that part of you that's like, oh shit, I could just exist in the world selling pop that I don't even fucking make. I just put my name on it.
What about Mr. Beast?
know?
That nigga sell chocolate. And that nigga probably using
I'm
whatever.
I'm pretty sure that everything we see in a store based upon like the FDA, like if I want to start a company and they're like, all right, you got to follow all these guidelines. I probably don't got the money and the time to follow these guidelines, but this company already set up, like we're already FDA approved. We can make your candy bars right now. You know what I'm saying?
We already get audited by a third party. We good.
Yeah, we good. We just going to just ship them to the gas station with your face on them.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And if I did it, you know what I'm saying, I bring it to the guy. Is this FDA approved? We can't sell this, bro. Where'd you make this at? What type of lab did you make this at?
I remember.
So it's like
you looking at them like, but this is my business.
Yeah, I started this from the ground up.
I started
from the bottom. Now we here.
Every little workout gym. And,
He said started from the bottom. Now we here.
I'm fucking hollering.
That's what they do with clothes. Exactly. Do y'all remember when the tariff thing was just like big and they was just the Chinese people was saying like everything in America, like it was a big news story for like 1 week. You know what I'm saying? There's like literally all this shit y'all paying top dollar for, niggas is buying that shit for 50 cents here and taxing y'all goofy asses. And it's like that's business. Markups, profits. Can you find something that you can buy low and sell high? Can you clean a house? Spick and span. If you're a good cleaner, you can make 6 figures, especially in the right neighborhood. So it's just like, yeah, man.
I think like shit on deck ready. Every little place you going, hey, can I hang this up here?
I just want to inspire people to like see their skill set and help other people through their skill set. Because I don't even think people even know that they can even do that shit. Niggas be actually thinking like, man, I'm broke. But like, you could help somebody tonight, nigga, and have some money in the morning. Like, I done did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It be seeming like in 2025, motherfuckers like really don't even believe in themselves as much as niggas used to do in like 2018, 2017. Am I tweaking or do y'all feel like the energy have shifted a little bit? Like niggas is getting like into the reality of shit, which we always been in the reality, but we just less spiritual nowadays. Ever since panic done went away, you know what I'm saying? It's been dead in these spiritual streets.
Yeah, it's almost like we lose a little bit more of it every year. And now it's just at the point now where motherfuckers just abandon it wholeheartedly and just like whatever. Like if niggas was believing in themselves in 2017, 2018, that shit is all but gone now.
It's just like I just try to like map it out and chart it out because I went to my Botanica the other day, man, it wasn't nobody in that bitch, bro. And now, mind you, Boston Tea Room in Ferndale, it's like this bustling, always people in it. You know what I'm saying? And when I went there, it was all dark. When I say it wasn't nobody in there, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't nobody in there. I'm like, damn. Like, and I just be feeling like mud, like it's something really in the water in reference to like spirituality and people. And I be just trying to figure out, like, I want people to like really be like, yeah, man, fuck this spiritual shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to hear what motherfuckers is really thinking and processing. Cause I know they thinking something because they not at the botanic, because they not really having the conversation. And I know the algorithm is really crazy now because it's like it's just drowning you with info. What y'all
So you
think?
saying nobody was like looking at the crystals? You didn't see a little fine shit looking at the tarot cards. Nobody was getting no coffee.
It wasn't
Nobody was getting
nobody in
reading,
there.
nigga. Like nothing.
Nobody was in there. It was empty. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
I think people. I think it was a new age, and I think the pandemic plus the new age kind of did something weird, you know. And I think people look at spirituality as like a gimmick. You know what I mean? It was kind of it to me. It seemed like it was a phase for some people, and you know, like and you know all the stories about. You remember that one, the Caucasian lady, mother something, and she had that whole cult. It
Mother love or
some
something. What was it?
mother
Mother
something
Universe. I
like
don't
that.
know.
But I felt like right after it was a certain time where like it was just a bunch of documentaries about quotes, quote unquote spiritual quotes and stuff like that. And yeah, it's kind of like people left it alone, you know.
I
Yeah.
stood up all night watching this damn documentary, man. This was crazy as shit though. Like I'm like, man, it definitely had me be reflective though. Like you couldn't be spiritual. I feel like if you was spiritual and you watch this and you didn't reflect a little bit, you probably under some severe
Oh,
mind control.
yeah.
1,000%. 1,000%.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think that was systematic though too. Like you got
But
something
hood, bro,
about
I ain't won 100 arguments. Ain't no nigga told me I was wrong.
black one.
But
Yeah, I think that was on purpose with the new age and how people like it was a ridiculous number of trying to expose cult documentaries, but almost all of them had one thing in common. They were all spiritual cults.
Like when you think about the movie Him, when that shit dropped, bro, they really finna talk about a cult.
Yeah, I watched that a couple years ago. That shit is definitely different. And
Yeah.
if it
I
wasn't
feel like
many people
people.
that got over on people for pushing the spirituality, like this probably wouldn't even be a thing. But so many people have used people and gotten over on people,
Finesse, yep.
and you never hear about the good stories, like the true healing stories. We only hear about the people that got over on people. Like
Right.
how many times
Right.
you turn on your algorithm and see somebody posting something on Nature Boy or what's the other boy Rashad yeah,
Girl.
like
Hmm.
every other day it was something new. They made sure to hone in on that for our community because they knew we was following them in our community.
Even the eeriness of the untimely transition of Brother Panic. You got Polite, the dude, Brother Polite. I feel like Spirit kind of just
Dr. Umar.
Doctor. Oh man, Doctor. Man, that fool. But I feel like Spirit kind of like cleared a lot of shit out. You know what I mean? Because it ain't for everybody, and I think you know it's almost like an idiot with a knife with a blindfold on their head. You know what I mean? Or a baby with a knife. You know what I mean? Walking around. You know what I mean? That's what some people to me are with like spirituality. You know, because they don't really know what they're dealing with, and or they not disciplined enough, um, or they using it to make money, using it to make money, um, and to make you a customer, like just like how pharmacies do. You know what I mean? They treat the symptoms. They don't really treat the source of your illness or disease. They want you to come back. You know. Now it's one thing if you got a product that people like, but if you got people constantly coming back for readings and coming back, you know what I mean, paying for the same shit, oh man, you need to stop. Need to stop.
It's really, I mean, it's like it's cool to do a little here and there, whatever, or you want to be the biggest person ever, cool. But like have some ethics. Where's your
Yeah,
reviews?
that's the
How do
key
people
word.
really feel about you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
that's the key word.
if you feel like you the shaman of the year, rock out. But at the same time, like I don't be knowing motherfuckers for real. They just come out the blue and then be like, all right. But there's certain people like we did the Neoshi and we looked at them reviews was like it was impeccable. You feel me? So it's like you could be doing like I think we was talking about this earlier, but you gotta understand yourself and know yourself, or even try to get to know yourself, um, to figure out how you gonna monetize yourself. Whatever that is, like, because we all gonna have to do it one way or another. And whenever you make that choice, you gonna be locked into that mode, making your coin, and ain't nobody gonna come knock on your door like, "Hey, man, what you doing? How you making money like that?" You just gotta figure out what you gonna do and get into it. But I think spirituality, trying to make money off of it, a lot of times people don't put in the work to get to that level. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Like, I think people just come into it, might see somebody else doing it, and then they want the same thing that the next person got, but they don't know what it took to get there.
Yeah,
I see that more than
yeah,
anything.
And plus it's like when people see other people do shit like for instance, like, me and Breeze, right? We both fighters. If me and him want to be pro and shit and try to make money off shit, you ask most fighters, they're not making fucking money, right? Let alone half the money they make, they have to pay it back to have the things they do. So it's like when you actually get a chance to meet those people, talk to those people, ask them, how are you making money? You're gonna hear some people still got jobs, some people just market themselves, some people say I'm just in the deal in the contract. Like we get caught up into what people are doing instead of behind the scenes. Like it's like the whole Young Thug shit. He said, all I care is about the eyes. People just viewing me. So it's like to the younger crowd or people on the outside looking in, they think as long as they have publicity, they gonna make money, and it don't work like that. You could be on a podcast with DDG for a month. If you don't got no revenue set up for yourself, DDG gonna look at you like, how you not making bread, bro?
but for me, spirituality is still the same thing. It's the main thing for me. And
Mm-hmm.
when I'm on some bullshit, my girl on some bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
My
Mm-hmm.
my job is on some bullshit. My car on some bullshit, and
Mm-hmm.
I know it's something to it because when I get in alignment, my girl in the house cooking. You know what I mean? My car is great. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Everything is cool. You know what I mean? I'm able to help people. You know what I mean? I'm doing readings. You know, and people are actually happy with them. You know what I mean? And then just that progression. Spiritually, uh, understanding myself more, getting in more into alignment with what I would call like divine order. And getting closer to my purpose of existence. Um, but one thing I would say is really not for the faint-hearted. It's not all like happy and shit. Is It's a lot of days that's very difficult, especially living in, for lack of better words, the illusion, because there's always something to pull you in or distract you and stuff like that, and then you got to get back on track. Um, but yeah, for me, shit, spirituality always been what it's been since ever since. But I have seen people be real passionate about meditating and crystals and shit, and then they be done with it. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't ever shit on them. You know what I mean? I just continue to speak my truth. Because maybe that's their path. Maybe they got to fall off of it just to go through some type of experience to say, you know what, I see the utility in this. I see the purpose of this making my life a lot simpler. Yeah, I think the world is changing, but spirituality for most of us has been a firm foundation.
You know
Mm-hmm.
how you know when you open up a bag of chips, right? And you shake that shit a little bit just to see how much is really in the bag, right?
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, the majority of that shit falls to the bottom of the bag, right? I feel like that's what spirituality just did. Like spirituality just opened up the bag to let out the air for all of the phony spiritualists. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And just shook that shit just to get rid of all of
Hmm.
the excess crumbs and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like the people who have been exposed for doing that bullshit, like it was supposed to happen because those are the same people that the masses got to see go up, and you also got to see them come down. So like Hood said something so profound the other day on his live in which he said, it's your ethics that makes spirit what it is, right? And I'm paraphrasing. He said something. He said it a lot more profound than that. But what essentially it means is like your ethical approach to whatever it is that you are doing is how you commingle and cooperate with spirit. When you take the information that you know, the knowledge that you have, and use it to manipulate others through spirit, oh, spirit has a payment for that. You know what I'm saying? Like that has, universal implications, right? Because you're using magic essentially to pull the wool over people's eyes. And I just think that that's what we've seen this past, I don't know, 7, 8 years, is that all of the phony people doing spirituality no longer exist in this space.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me also think of how Bobby Hemming used to talk about like stuff like the Baphomet and how certain images were used in order to keep people away. But it
Mm-hmm.
seemed like something quite like that has happened, to your point, Serpent, where a lot of people have been turned away from it because they see it as just another hustle, just something, another thing to peddle, you know. Because yeah, I'll just say that. Because it's like the way that people see the
Oh.
world, they can't see the true value and utility of it. You know what I mean? They only see it in a degraded way. If I'm saying the word right. It made me think of like
Mm-hmm.
the Sorcerer's Stone from Harry Potter, where like if you have that stone, you'll be able to have or see the thing that you love the most. You know what I mean? So difference between, a wicked person and a righteous person, it will show up differently.
Mhm. AD has said like when he look at fighters and he's like, most of them don't make money. But I think of like most athletes in general, whether football players, baseball players, basketball players, they not making money doing it. Most like at LA Fitness, these niggas every time I'm at the gym, these niggas acting like they in the fucking. You can't tell me these niggas ain't in the NBA. They got stats and they be online. They stats is digitized. They be like, nigga, I average 12.3 points a game. What you call like these niggas is serious about it, but they not getting paid doing it. But it's like they love what they do. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like UFC in reference to all of the niggas that want to be in MMA. I imagine you probably get like a crumb of niggas in the UFC compared to all the MMA fighters that's in the
Hmm.
world. So
Facts.
it's just like
Hmm.
it just seemed like athletics is another way to like pyramid scheme human beings in a way to like, oh yeah, you could get paid doing this. And it's like, how many football players is thinking that? How many basketball players is thinking that? Every sport, niggas is just thinking that. But only a very few is even going to crack that code. So it's just like, even with spirituality, like doing spirituality for money, it's cool, I guess, if that's what you want to do. But you might not be a good reader. You know what I'm saying? You might not be able to read a person's mind or speak to them in a way that they feel that connection. Like that's just not easy. You talking to a person, you don't know them from shit. The nigga
Ooh,
just want me to just immediately be like, all right, yeah, you got an aunt named Cheryl. You know what I'm saying? They want you to know some shit immediately. That's
no,
not
he's not
easy.
cheating.
So I was like, yeah, he not cheating. He just stay out at 4. He just stay out till 4 a.m. because he a night owl or
You
some
know the
shit.
nigga got three
Like,
jobs. He a DJ, a nurse.
but like prioritizing money is, I think that really fucked up the spiritual game for real. Now that when you really think about it, like niggas, like not to say niggas shouldn't get money. Like I don't want to be a hater, but like it takes something to make something. Like like I don't know. I did free readings for years on my goddamn Facebook, and I would have never charged until somebody said you should charge for this, and I'm like, oh, well, let me see. You said it. Let me just try it
Hmm.
out. It wasn't never my
Hmm.
idea. I just like reading for
Man,
people. I just like helping people. But I don't feel like niggas not even on that shit no more. Like you can only help a motherfucker through a paywall now. If you want to hear more, just join my Patreon and I'll tell you the
Yeah.
rest. Like that's all
I'm
we
type of
getting
Yeah.
nigga.
now.
Yeah.
You after you do a reading with me, you can fucking text my phone, keep talking, rap with me, connect. Like you not just getting, some information from me. You getting a connection. You getting a tie. So it's like we actually finna build shit. Like so, don't just expect just to come around and just disappear. It's like I actually want to stay in contact with you, build with you. Because majority of the people I read in person, I still contact with them. They help me, I help them. I do this shit to build a
Mhm.
community, not to just meet a nigga and disappear. That shit weird to me. Every service I ever got for somebody, I just that nigga just never disappeared. Or she. Was you a hoe or something? Like they just
Serpent, you trying to say something? You on mute if you is. Guess not. So, man, where do we want to take this conversation, man?
Ben Shapiro?
Oh yeah, let me pull that up. The overall topic is collective gaslighting, which could be described as, let me pull it up real quick. Collective gaslighting. Somebody who don't have a fifth grade education. A manipulative dynamic where a person or group insists that you should act in ways that primarily serve their own interests while dismissing your needs or perspective, making you doubt whether resisting is irrational or wrong. So, just a case study with like Tabitha Brown when she's telling you you need to get a job. Like, you can't even, of course, I need to get a job, right? Like, I've been hearing that ever since I was 2. Nigga, when you get 18, you better get a motherfucking job, right? I've been always hearing that. So that I don't feel like you need to talk, you need to say anything, but then when you say something outside of that, you seem like something wrong with you or you crazy. Cause now you lazy, you don't want to work. You know what I'm saying? What's
Yeah, I
wrong
think
with
I heard
you?
that
Like,
every day growing up. Every time I ask for something, it's like, nigga, when you get a job, you can like.
right. That's what I'm saying. So in 2025, you telling grown people that they need to get a job, I feel like goes without saying. But I think we at a point in time now where we gonna have to figure out some actionable items, you know. And I honestly feel like this is my personal opinion. Y'all can disagree. I think most people do disagree. Is that um, black people who don't have an inheritance or a line to inheritance need some form of reparations from slavery because it is through the modes and methods of slavery that disconnected us from our inheritance, who we are, who we were, and who we could be. So it just makes it right, like for people to get some form of reparations. But what do y'all think? And I'm pulling up this video, it's just being a little glitchy.
I second everything that you said. Um, Personally, I feel like the conversations that are being had are not conversations that are being had in a productive manner that are leading towards any sort of particular resolution, and I think that's by design, right? I think they like to placate these ideas in front of melanated people just to get them to have faith in a hoop dream. And melanated people have a thing for, getting on the hope train, right? They'll ride the hope train until there's no more tracks left for the hope train to ride on. But they are always willing to at least get on and board the hope train. And I think that's what these conversations are about. These conversations are never really about actual recompense, actual acknowledgement, or actual compensation. I think it's a placating facade.
Where the best people at any job the money is. I said this before.
Israel doesn't need the money. Thanks for that.
I mean,
he said a lot
that's in it. It's like $3 billion
because
a year.
Israel's
We should
getting
point out
reparations, tax dollars from the United States ever since Israel was a fucking thing.
It's not even like they doing it undercover. Like they doing it right in front of niggas' faces. Right?
And
Like,
this is
it's
something
been
completely
front line
different.
and center ever since this whole, Middle Eastern talk has been going on. Like it's been front line and center. We gonna pay them, and tell y'all kick rocks. We gonna keep paying them and tell y'all kick rocks. Y'all ain't gonna do nothing about it. We gonna keep paying them and tell y'all kick rocks.
Yeah, neither one of these niggas is the superior. I need they bosses to be talking to each other.
Yeah, I need to talk to y'all bosses, bro. Work the mother. Like
Yeah.
no more of y'all can come down on the carpet and talk to us. I need to talk to y'all bosses.
Who's your superior? Not this nigga.
I'm just $100 billion in aid or more, and
Annually, right?
they don't even really need. Yeah, they don't even really need it. He said we don't really need it.
My thing is like y'all got a whole country. Y'all
A
got a
whole
country, bro.
entire country, bro. Like we're not
Recognized on a
talking
global
about a
scale.
state. Yeah, we're not talking about a state, bro.
Jeez, this is crazy. So basically, nigga, get the fuck out of here. We ain't giving y'all shit. What the fuck wrong with y'all?
That's literally like you going to the manager like, man, I work hard up in here and I'm always on time whenever you come for overtime. He just gave you the runaround like keep doing what the fuck you doing. You're not getting no more money and don't take no more of my time again, motherfucker.
That's like when Massa send you up to the big house to get something, right? And you get up to the big house and you see how they living up there. Them niggas got plates full of food. You know what I'm saying? All the clothes is clean, right? You might see your mama, your auntie in there walking around breastfeeding one of their babies or something, right? You're gonna walk through the kitchen and smell all that good food. And as soon as you get what you need to get from Massa, you're gonna have to make sure your ass get right back down there because this ain't none of your shit. Like you can see it. We'll
I,
let you see it all day,
I,
nigga.
I got a video. I got a video specifically about what you just was saying. I want to play this one video for y'all. Let me know what y'all think about it.
Go ahead, cook.
So the man is asking him a question. He was saying like, having a job. This is Noam Chomsky, and he's saying like, I've worked at companies where they gave us bonuses, vacations. They paid us a lot of money, and I don't see a problem wrong with it. And Noam Chomsky is saying like, regardless if you getting paid and regardless of whatever it is, we're not talking about your personal experience at your job. We're talking about a system, which is capitalism, which creates a class of people, elite class and a working class. And that system, it incentivizes people to remain poor. But with all that being said, I'm gonna cut it up to like 1.5 speed, and he's going to make an analogy between capitalism and slavery, and it goes with what you were just talking about, Serpent.
No sound, big bro.
Okay. Give me a second. You don't know they're gonna start hating when we start cooking. All right, let me know if y'all can hear it.
I can hear it. Nah, I was fucking with y'all. I was keeping y'all on that toes.
Nah, I can't hear it, bro. I know you ain't put it on yet, right?
No, it's not up there. I'm just keeping y'all
Oh.
live to see if y'all paying attention.
See, here you go with the bullshit.
Be up there in a second, though. While we sure y'all like, subscribe, get active in the chat.
Of course, follow us on TikTok at Niches for the Flame.
Yes, sir.
Of course, Instagram, same thing. We post daily. Follow all the panels see below. Dark Sacred _ Serpent, Hood Mystic.
MoondayMystic.com, initiatesfortheflame.org. You know where we at. Patreon, fuck with the Initiates. Patreon, fuck with the Initiates. Substack. You know what it do. What happened? Where we at? What happened?
I think
Think Hood laptop died.
or it went out, something like that. Had to be. But so then, of course, if anybody got any questions, if y'all got any readings, drop a birthday, of course, you know, we got our cards next to us. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we're right here with it.
We're a couple weeks behind on Monday. We do apologize. We're going to dock Breeze, but we're not going to tell him how much we're going to dock him, right? We're just going to wait until he get the paper in the mail. We will be back at it. Right, we're not doing this on purpose, but you know, Breeze go to different countries every week, so we got to work around that schedule. You know what I'm saying? He might be building a NASA spaceship next week.
Nigga, imagine we're on Kanye's.
You know what I'm saying? We don't know, but we're keeping it tight and right. Pause form. You know what I'm saying? Like we doing the damn thing.
Y'all know, y'all got a friend that
we got at least 2 books coming down the pike this next week and a half or so. So like, yeah, we you know, we working, we twerking. Pause.
Don't listen. They don't got a homie that can write blueprints. You know, I do. You know, nigga, and I know a chef, nigga. Get y'all weight up, man.
Oh, we find out AD throwing shots at y'all. Let me find out. So what y'all think about the Young Thug situation? Oh, okay. I didn't know he was back. That's good.
I agree, but now we're getting to it. Agree with everything except the bottom line. I mean, let's take a really harsh institution that we don't argue about, slavery. Okay, nobody thinks slavery was good, I presume. Nevertheless, everything that you just said could be said about slavery. I mean, if you took a look at the plantation economy, there were masters who were very decent people. They treated the slaves very nicely. In fact, they were treated better than free workers, much better. They were allowed to live their family lives. You know, they didn't beat them up or anything. But it didn't matter. It was slavery. And maybe some of them, you know, gave money to the church and did all kind of decent things. Probably they did, you know, nice people. But the trouble was the institution. The institution was wrong. It doesn't matter whether you do it nicely or not nicely. The idea that a person should be owned is just an intolerable infringement on human rights, whether the person who owns them is nice to them or not. And, you know, in the 19th century, it was widely recognized that the same is true of people who are rented. It's an intolerable infringement on people's rights, even if the guy who rents you is nice to you. The question is whether decisions over investment, production, distribution, what happens on the shop floor, condition work, all that kind of stuff, those decisions should be out of public control. You go back to the 19th century when there was a live, popular, libertarian working class movement, and you will read in the Knights of Labor statement publications that wage slavery is not a lot different from slavery. In fact, if you try to go back to the origins of democratic thought, you really read the classics. The classics that claim to be, classical liberals and so on. But you go back and read the stuff, like say Wilhelm von Humboldt, who was the inspiration of John Stuart Mill. He says the leading principle of his, great classical liberal, article business. The leading principle of his thought is that human beings are born to inquire and create under their own initiative. If any work that a person does under outside pressure is inhuman. If a person creates something beautiful under outside orders, we may admire what he does, but we will despise what he is. Well, that's classical liberal thought. We don't tell you that in the Chicago school. But that's classical, and when they tell you what Adam Smith really said, which is very different from his claim. But that's classical liberal thought, and it's because it was driven by concepts of human rights and human dignities, which are seriously infringed by the structure of business operations. Even if the guys who run it are nice guys, you can't be a nice guy in certain positions because the institution is. Now, I'm not, I'm not saying let's go out and blow up. Sure, not at all. I mean, yes, we don't get things around, but that does lead us to I think it should not lead us to overlook what's fundamentally wrong with that authoritarian structure.
So basically, he comparing wage slavery to literal slavery in the sense that if you are a person and you saying, I need to work at this job for the sole reason that I'm not homeless, or for the sole reason to have a roof over my head, I'm at this job under some form of duress. So when you wake up in the morning, it's that subtle, like, damn, or you late, and that stress because like your job is connected to your survival. But when you think about work, it should be connected to your ability to like pour into humanity or to life, is basically his thoughts. And I just felt like it was related to what you was talking about, Serpent.
Yeah, that was spot on. I mess with Mr. Chomsky because he's always been adamant about talking about this, and he hasn't changed his tone one bit. He's one of those people that will tell you that racism doesn't look the way it was when it started, when it began, but it still is very much present within the fabric of this country and this land. And for that to come from a European, essentially, that means something. And you know how it is in this world. Like, black people can say anything they want to in the world. People don't believe it until a white person says it. Well, there you go. You got a scholar, like a scholar saying that shit, and he hasn't changed his tune one fucking bit. So for every Democrat and liberal and any of those people that talk about, oh, racism doesn't exist because LeBron James is a billionaire, like, listen to Noam Chomsky, and that'll change your mind completely.
Yeah, niggas love telling you about how LeBron James is a billionaire, or Oprah, and like this makes it attainable for us.
I don't see how people be sitting up glazing the brick, bro.
Niggas love arguing the exception to the rule, bro.
Mm-hmm.
The little brick. What is the league gonna do when he retired, bro?
Look at Bronny like, all right, your turn, nigga.
I don't know. Maybe they talk about Caitlin Clark for a year. I don't know. I don't know what y'all gonna do when he go, bro.
Hey, what you had asked earlier, you had said what y'all feel about the whole what situation? You was gonna bring up something. You was gonna ask about a particular situation going on.
Who?
Oh! You talking about the Thug joint? I was asking about how y'all felt about Thug and that situation. Is that a psyop or is that a real thing going on?
Shit, I'm gonna just tell you how I feel right off the bat. He said, "Gunner a rat, Woody a wet, slime a rat."
Do we need
all
to
of them Master Splinter?
Do we need to talk about snitching in the melanated community? Is that a conversation that needs to be broached?
Niggas should already know what snitching is. Like, if you doing street
but
shit.
Every time I hear somebody talk about it, bro, they don't get it. Like the way they explain it, it don't make no sense. Like if grandma see you shoot somebody, that's not snitching, my guy. Okay? That's not snitching. If she tell the cops, that's called telling, right? If she call the cops because she saw you shoot somebody, that's not snitching. Now if you and your man do something together and y'all get caught and you tell, that's snitching. But this whole thing where we accuse regular everyday citizens of just telling the truth versus these street dudes who just continue to get passes for the fuckery that they do, like, I think the snitching conversation needs to be broached. Because this whole code of the street shit is weird to me. Because ain't none of y'all niggas code ever amounted to anything other than a bunch of niggas going to jail and dying. So the conversation needs to be had about what's right and exact and what's not, in my opinion. What y'all think?
You talking about Young Thug specifically, or just in general?
I'm just talking about in general. I'm not even talking about him specifically because I don't know enough about the case, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like him specifically, this case come down to people snitching, like from the beginning, from the top of the case to the bottom of the case. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
so,
And you told me a couple people got off, right? How many got off?
Witness, it was 28 people on the case. Only 2 took it all the way through,
and those 2 got found not guilty.
And some took pleas and got some time. Like everybody didn't like go to get off,
okay.
Right? But some took pleas for some time. So this is Young Thug, like in a nutshell. This is how I view it, right? We all start a job at fucking Walmart tomorrow, right? And we working at Walmart for a year. But like I sell drugs, you shoot people, Jabri rob niggas. We all get arrested, right? We all get arrested at once.
What is AD doing? Is AD setting it up? Like, tell me what AD
is the mastermind.
He's the mastermind. Okay. I was about to say we got to get him some charges, nigga.
It's because Breeze had that shicey on. That's why Hood said that.
Listen, he in that dark, mysterious vibe.
Like, AD, you got that banner on though.
So everybody in YSL committed crimes. Okay. Not even recently. Like some of that shit went back to like 2012. Like everybody committed crimes. So they saying that they did those crimes to further YSL. But if you have any logical sense, these niggas is just criminals that know each other. So instead of charging them individually, they tried to get them on this gang shit. So it's a weak case, but they putting a fear of God into these niggas. So niggas just start falling one by one, start snitching one by one. So when Young Thug personally talk about snitches, I'm thinking he talking about his personal situation and how his life is affected by somebody saying you a gang leader, you a part of a gang, and really like don't even get no pushback on it either. Can just say it and they can go home, start jogging, losing weight, getting all of the hoes, and he's sitting in jail. You know what I'm saying? That shit look crazy and feel crazy, I imagine. So he's putting all this snitch shit in the air because that's the shit that he going through. I think us as the people like don't understand each and every situation. We just kind of broad stroke it. Where it's like, I remember fucking 2003. Who was it? 50 Cent. One of them niggas. Like it was like no snitching. Like that was. It was when I was a teenager. You know what I mean? So
yeah, that was a big thing. That was a big thing before 50 career took off because remember his name was on paperwork.
Yeah, that was like one of them things, like where it'd be like that's just kind of like it's embedded in the hip hop culture. To whereas like if that's happening in your career is over.
Man, 50 Cent snitch. His name 50 for
I mean, it goes. I
I'm
mean,
just playing.
nobody ever called him to the carpet for it, but it does go together. I mean, what you gotta do is ask Black Tie and them. You know, the real hood niggas that Ja Rule was rolling with, like those are the niggas he got. His name is on their paperwork.
I mean, Supreme is in jail for life, and 50 is doing a show with Dame Dash. Like, so
Facts. And he about to do a Supreme Team movie, like, which is weird.
Yeah, he gotta. I mean, it's like one of those things where it's like a lot of the people that we see that we love and respect actually work for the government. That and their role is just to be a hip hop star. He undercover as a hip hop star. So I'm looking at Young Thug like that. I'm looking at 50 Cent like that. I'm looking at Lil Wayne like that. I'm looking at all these niggas like.
Dude, I see a nigga with some diamond
These
shades.
niggas is gatekeepers, bro.
You're a fucking CIA agent.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing with some diamond shades? That attach to your face like a fucking crowd.
I mean, because one nigga did his job. One nigga probably did his job a little bit too well, and that's that nigga Benzino. Somebody told Benzino to go home. Like,
nah, fuck that. Tell Jim Jones
Benzino to go home, bro.
Tell Jim Jones that. Jim Jones still out here.
At least Jim Jones ain't got the baby arms, right? Like, at least Jim Jones ain't got the baby arms, right? This nigga got baby arms.
You talking about Harlem. Everybody mad told nigga, you was not from Harlem.
Yo, he is not. He's from the Lower East Side. He's from the Spanish part. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if 50 Cent was next, bro. Because I mean, shit.
Next with what?
Like for this shit, for all of this shit, like the hip hop police. Like I wouldn't be surprised if he was next.
I think he worked for them and with them, so I think he's always good. Like Jim Jones. Like Jim Jones was literally in that like 6ix9ine case. They had Jim Jones like on the phone saying shit, and he ain't never get charged with nothing. So it's like, I think some of them, like I said, some of them hip hop dudes, they might be Officer Jim Jones, you know, Officer Curtis Jackson. For
I remember they was talking about Wack 100 accidentally showed his badge on the live, but that shit had me so weak. Oh man.
I mean, didn't Max Bigavell just come home and no Matrix?
No, I think he's
or about to.
Yeah,
about to be. It's a good episode of the Boondocks about snitching.
Oh,
real good episode.
We should throw that in the watch party in the Discord.
Yeah.
Set a time and place. Pull up. About to get ready for tomorrow, man. I've got an early day. I got some closing words for the people before we get in here. Of course, join the Discord. Of course, we're going to scream that till the wheels fall off. But anything else?
Work hard, play hard.
Peace to the tribe, peace to the collective.
Yeah, everybody have a good night. Tomorrow morning, the moon will be in the first deacon of Aries, which is the 2 of Wands.
Yeah, man, we should collab again for midday moon day mystic. If y'all got time.
Yeah, I'm trying to be balls deep.
Man, I'm with it.
All right,
I'm with it.
all right, y'all. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night.